Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be playing around with the BettyCora nail system. I am so excited to get these tips on because they are 3XL stiletto, honey. The looks are coming for fall. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so what they have sent me is, this is their 8-in-1 nail glue. So this is what we will apply the tips with. Let me just get it out of the box. And it's just like any other builder gel, essentially, that comes in a bottle. Oh, I get such a bad glare, but that's what she looks like. I really like the packaging, actually. If you don't remember BettyCora, I did a video with some of their press-ons a while back, and they asked me if I wanted to work with them again, and I saw that they had tips, and I was like, ooh, let me try. And then we got a rhinestone glue, and this very much looks like the McCart one. Let's see if it's got the pointed tip. Yes, very nice narrow pointed tip. This is a lot easier to get out of the bottle though, I will say. McCart's is very hard to squeeze out sometimes. And last but not least, the pièce de résistance, if you will, is the tips, if I can get them open. So I chose the 3XL stiletto, and these nails have a natural curve to them, so they are a little bit flatter. Let me see if I can get that. They are a little bit flatter. They are not super arched, so if you are a natural girly, you will really like these. And they sit quite flush to the nail, and they have a nice point. So I'm excited about that because sometimes, like, I have a Apres here, and their sculpted coffin nail tips are very sculpted and almost hard to wear. So just comparison, I don't have like a very long stiletto nail, unfortunately, to like compare this to, but I've got the Apres one. I'll try to go on like the black background here and show you. So this is a lot more curved, and it leaves a lot of space under the nail. Let me see if I can show this. It's very hard to like demonstrate this because it's such a flimsy piece of plastic, but there's a gap in between the nail and my nail. So you would essentially have to fill that with product, or if you have a curved nail, obviously. Some people have much more curved nails. I have some curved, some flat, so I've actually been kind of leaning towards the more natural style of tips lately. Sorry, I just slammed my light. Now, this has a super thin cuticle area, and it mentions on Amazon that it's bendable and it leaves no trace of white line, and it is. It's very thin, I will give them that. Almost to the point of being like a little flimsy. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that this nail would last very long without any product on it. I'm not gonna lie. They go for about like $10 right now on Amazon. Different styles are different prices. There are cheaper ones, like the shorter styles range from like $5 to like $7. So they're very affordable. If you don't care about that, like personally for me, I'm gonna put product on top of this. I'm not just gonna put a couple layers of gel polish and go throughout my day. Like there's gonna be a lot more stuff on here. So for me, I don't mind the more natural thin nail. I mean, it sits like flush to my nail, looks really nice. So I'm just gonna start applying. If you wanna see the bend test, let's go ahead and do that, because it does claim that you can bend it and there'll be no like residual white line. So that's why I do this, because they advertise it, okay? So let's go ahead and bend it back and see what happens. I mean, that did go back to normal. I mean, there's not even like a bump here. So that was pretty impressive actually, considering how thin this nail is. It might be nice and flexible. Who knows? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pick out my sizes, and then I'm going to apply. Okay, we are back. I've picked out the sizes. My nails are prepped and ready to go. Couple things. The sizes in here are much larger than normal sizes in nails. Just for reference, I want to take a couple out and show you because they're big. If you got big nail beds, girl, these are for you. And I know I've seen discussions in the comments. This is pretty large. Let me just go ahead and try to get a good old, yeah, this is pretty big for my nail. Now this is a size 0. This is a 10 or 11. Let me see here. This is a 10 and this is an 11. They don't fit my pinky whatsoever. Like, they are very large. Let me get this out of the way so you can actually see what I'm showing you. This is the 10. So I didn't have a pinky size to choose from. I had to customize them. I am also wearing, let's see, I have a 4 for my thumb, a 10 for my index finger, a 10, mind you. There's 12 sizes in this thing, okay? I have a 6 for my middle finger, which I had to basically customize all of these. And what do we got? A 6 for my ring finger, which I also customized to make smaller. And then, like I said, I chose the 11 for my pinky, but I had to really shrink her. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put these bad boys on and just show you guys like how I would do it with this. So I've got my little lamp over here. If you have a small desk lamp, I suggest using one of those when you put your nails on. It just makes life easier than trying to fit it into like a larger lamp. So I'm gonna start with my pinky. She's not like perfectly customized. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of do a little filing over here to flatten this side out because it looks a little weird right now. And then I'll have to do the rest while it's on my nail because it's just not gonna work if I don't. So and clean her up. And then the first thing I do is I actually take a little bit of this and I put it on my nails. Now, a lot of the instructions don't like tell you to do that. I don't know why, but it gives you a sticky layer for the nail to attach to your nail, if that makes sense. So I've already like used dehydrator and primer, and then now I'm just gonna add a thin layer of this onto my natural nail. And I also, I did size up a bit in the nails only because I was just worried like if all the gel was gonna squirt out when I put the nails on, since they are so flush and flat to your natural nail. Like there's literally no curve, and if that's what you're looking for, that's great. I actually don't mind the natural styles lately. I feel sometimes the curved ones, they can kind of irritate my nails if it's like too curved, you know, too sculpted, I should say is the word. But I'm always excited to try different nails, and I'm very curious to see how these are gonna look on, since they are super thin, and I kind of hope that they work out, like, because I feel like with super thin nails you could do a lot of stuff. Like I really want to do some aquarium nails, and I feel like these would be perfect for that, because I think whenever you do aquarium nails, they can become a bit bulky no matter what. Like you're basically sandwiching stuff into a nail. All right, so I'm gonna give these a quick cure, and then we'll go to attaching these bad boys. Woo, honey, that's a heat spike and a half. All right, I'm gonna start with the pinky. She's the hardest, the worst one. She's a trouble child. Alright, I'm trying to use a very small amount of glue. So I'm nervous it's gonna like end up squirting out all over the place. So let's just flip her over and get it on my pinky. And I just kind of rock it forward, make sure it's set in place, and then I'll scooch over here. And I'm kind of pressing back also, and it is leaking out, which I had a feeling it would. Nothing I can do about that. And let's make sure she's straight. And then I just kind of like pinch it over here and hold it. If I put it this way, then you can see. So I'm just pinching the sides down so it has like a nice shape to it once it's done curing. So it's gonna look kind of weird because I have to finish like filing this out because this was too big for my pinky. But it's a nice, nice pointy stiletto. I like it. So I'm gonna continue on attaching these, and then I will kind of just let you know my final thoughts on this nail set. I'm not gonna use this rhinestone glue yet. I'm gonna use it in my next video when I actually put a design on top of these. Tips are on. So basically now what I would do is I'm gonna go ahead and file them up. Anywhere that a little bit of gel might have like seeped out, I'll use my e-file just to get that off. But basically now is the time that I'm just kind of like refining the shape. I'm getting rid of like that little end that's like poking out, you know, from where they made the tips. And that's all I have to do at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we can come back and kind of see how they look once they're on. Because I'm really, like, this thumb, like, I just have to show you this. Like, obviously you can tell my nail is there, but if this was covered with a polish, I honestly don't think that you would be able to detect that this was a false nail attached to my finger. Like, that's how thin these nails are. They are impressively thin. Like, I don't think I own any tips that are like this. The one thing, and they feel strong at the same time too. Like, it's weird. They're flexible, but they don't feel like they're gonna break. Like, I've had other thin nails, the original like Model 1's nail kit. Those were thin, but they felt like brittle almost. This doesn't feel that way. So I'm like surprisingly impressed by these nails. I wasn't sure what to expect. So let me go ahead and like file these up, make them look nice, and then I'll be back. All right, and then I just take like, I have a ball bit on here, and I'm just gonna run this around the cuticle to get any of that gel up. Sometimes it can be annoying, but this gel hardened, so it should come off rather easily. The ones that are like in the bottle that I use sometimes, if that leaks out, it can be really annoying to remove because it almost becomes like a rubbery substance rather than like a hard gel that you could just like file off. It almost gets stuck in your file, if you will. I might just take, I think I'm gonna just take my 5-in-1 and get up in there, get this off. Alright, we got the 5-in-1 here. We got the Mac Daddy, the mama of all drills, if you will. I love this bit. It honestly works perfectly for what I need. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get this junk off my nail, shall we? Oh yeah. Okay, I think I got some over here as well. Filing is honestly one of my like favorite parts of doing my nails. It's like exhausting, but it's my favorite because sometimes you can have like a hot mess and then you file it and you're like, wow, that actually looks really good. Oh, so that's why I like filing. And I'm just going in here and trying to get this excess gel off. There was only a little bit of spillage, which I was kind of surprised of because I thought there was going to be a lot more. This is like, I kind of just like pushed it too far back and a little bit came out. That was my fault, but I think I can get it to look nice. So just go ahead and, there we go. Yes, sir. I don't think there's any here. I think that's just an air bubble. Yeah. Okay. Alright, first of all, I feel like Miss Sassy. I do. When I put on long nails like this, I turn into a different person. Like, I'm no longer Jen. I'm someone else. But, okay. Let's talk about this. I didn't use the rhinestone glue, so I can't really say if I liked this or not, but I suspect it's going to be just like the McCart one, but we'll know in the next video. As far as this goes, this is a nice thick consistency, so it does not run as much as some other gels. I feel like some other gels are just like top coat, you know what I mean, disguised as like a builder gel, but this actually has a nice thick consistency to where you can kind of leave the nail for a second and you won't get like air bubbles. Like a second, okay? Not very long, but I like that. Now, as far as the nails go, price-wise, I'm totally down for. You get 240 nails, 12 sizes. Size-wise, I'm kind of on the fence because they didn't have sizes that really fit my nail beds. So I'll give you a clear licky-hoo. This is what my nail beds look like. They are small. I don't know if they're like comparatively small to other people, but I get a lot of comments with people saying that a lot of tips are too small for their nails, asking like if there are larger tips out there, and I think this might be the one for you girlies. I also get a lot of questions about like natural tips versus like sculpted. These are as natural as they can be. They are flat. They are pretty flat. You can see that. I think what I'm going to do is I have like I have a little builder gel here from Born Pretty. I might slap some of that on there just for now because I don't want to risk like hurting my nails in between filming. Like, I'm not gonna film the next video right after this, so I will probably put something on top of this just for like a couple days, and then we'll worry about that later. But I feel like these are nice. Like, these are impressively thin nails. Like, I don't think nails like this really exist anywhere else, to be honest with you. So I think BettyCora might have like come in a clutch and like stole the game on thin but yet strong nails. They feel strong. It's hard to explain. Like, they just feel flexible. They don't feel brittle like something else would be. So I don't know. I think these could be a good option for you. And especially for the girls out there that need some bigger sizes, I think it could work. I'm impressed, BettyCora. This is what they look like on, and if I'm being honest, if I had a gel polish on top of this, I don't think you would realize that this was like a false nail extension. I mean, you would because they're so freaking long, but I don't think you would initially think it was acrylic or something like that. So I think I like them. I do. You got me, BettyCora. You got me good. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking around, and I hope to see you guys next week. I'm gonna do my first Halloween look of the season since it is September, and we all know that that means it's fall. Sorry, it does. So anyways, come back next week. If you are here and you are not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that bell notification button so you never miss a mani with me. Bye, guys.